Well, Indiana is a 10 times better team with Malik Reneau on the bench. Will the coach make the move? That is what is on all of our minds. Let's get into it.
Pretty simple. I win.
For three on the way. Oh!
Hello, guys, and thank you for being here on Indiana Sports Connection today and joining the conversation. I am your residential anchor, Aaron. Thank you so much for being here and being part of this community. So we have a lot to talk about today because IU, they get it done playing USC last night, and we're going to talk about who succeeded, who did well, and Umar Ballo is just bringing the big man energy. He started out the game a little bit slow, a little bit on the kind of side, a little bit. I thought, I don't know. Did he go out? Is he, off the rails? And something hit him some way around the 10-minute mark. I mean, when he came back in, he really started to dominate the game. We're going to talk about all that and more on this episode. But first, hit that subscribe button down below if this is your first time here or you are a returning viewer and you just have not subscribed. We have a lot of giveaways. So we just had the $50 gift card or memorabilia giveaway, and I'm still waiting to hear back from the person. So if they don't, I'll draw another name if they do not get back to me. And that was on the last video. So you hit that subscribe button. You will be signed up for a free t-shirt. I'm doing them every 100 subscribers. So it'll be at 2,100. I'll give away another t-shirt from Rally House. And the channel is brought to you by BetUS. Use my promo code Indiana125 to save 125% on your first 3 deposits. Thank you to BetUS for sponsoring the channel. And 10% of the AdSense revenue from the channel will go to T2T.org. Thank you to all the veterans out there. Without the veterans, we are nothing. Without further ado, let's get into talking about the Indiana Hoosiers. All right, so Hillbilly Monkey, what do we see? We saw another team out there that spaced the floor. It's just more of a reformation, I guess. And I use words I don't know the meaning to sometimes, but on Mike Woodson's coaching. Because what he was doing this whole time, now we can look at and be like, it was dead wrong. I mean,
well, you better believe it was dead wrong. I mean, what the hell? I mean, people have been saying this the whole time, even going back to Race Thompson playing on these Indiana teams.
I know. It's like, what can we not get through our head? The guy who plays the 4 has to be able to shoot from the outside, or else their defense can just, that is the big difference. And we're going to play a clip of what Mike Woodson said after the game because, it's baffling. It's baffling. It's so ironic that this happened, and it's so ironic that he's the coach and he's so against this, and he won't really... From listening to his press conferences, I don't know if he thinks he's in the Illuminati or what, or he's trying to keep grave secrets, but he does not say anything about basketball at all during his press conferences. But Hillbilly Monkey, let's roll the clip. What did he say about Reneau being out and about Reneau coming back? Let's roll that clip.
Necessarily Malik out, but does the success offensively of some of these lineups that only have kind of one player who is truly kind of a back to the basket post player give you any food for thought with the way that a guy like Luke is shooting the ball, the space it gives your guards, things like that?
Well, it gives us better space, but make no mistake about it, Malik is a big part of what we do. So, he's not going anywhere.
Yeah, when I heard him say these words, it really made me cringe. And I really had to listen to it a couple times and think, he's going to put him right back in.
So, he's not going anywhere.
You can see he does not care about it being like a modern game. I mean, this is so frustrating, and maybe I'm getting frustrated before the frustration really comes, but it's clear to me like Reneau is going to go right back into the starting lineup. the biggest difference when Reneau is not out there, our 4 best 3-point shooters are starting in these games. And not only that, Luke Goode is playing outstanding. Luke Goode has to be out there like 35 minutes a night. I am sorry. He is one of the best players on this team, and he has to be out there 35 minutes a night. And Oumar Ballo, same way. Honestly, look around at statistics. Most teams, their starting 5 play like 80% of the minutes. And you get, some bench players, but at this time of the season, you're getting into the Big Ten. It is go time. It is not time. You have 2 months here to plow through these games and try to get some victories. If you're not playing Oumar Ballo, Luke Goode shooting from the outside, Miles Rice, and Galloway, these guys are killing it. Now, and Tucker came in and played pretty good. The 2 guys that really struggled in this game, and Baco, like, what was going on? What?
Oh, hello. Did somebody say Taco and Baco?
Yeah. I mean, this was kind of like brain shattering watching him and Baco. He just kept taking like bad shots. I don't know. They were just, he missed early and he just did not really get engaged in the game at all. And he only played 15 minutes in this game. That has to be kind of shocking for a guy that I've been saying, look, this guy should be able to score 20 a night. But to have a game like that, like if you are not feeling it, don't keep chucking up shots from the outside. You got to have a feel for your own game. Like, okay, maybe I just don't have it. Or maybe sometimes what you need to do in a game is drive in, get to the free throw line and shoot a couple of free throws. Do that. Then maybe go and take another shot or try it. But try something else. Don't keep, he got like a shot blocked from the corner. 12 minutes, 8 minutes gone. This game started out pretty slow and Indiana was behind. About that 12-minute mark, Luke Goode hit a 3 that kind of put Indiana's like 17-12. And then they kind of really took control of the game. Hatton came in at that point. And then when Ballo was able to enter back into the game. Now, I do think Reneau is going to help this team playing in Hatton's spot when he comes back. But Ballo has to be on the floor with these guys. And it just has to be that way. And it is all about the defender. It is all about the defender. I mean, if like this is the key. Down here by the basket, Malik Reneau's guy has no reason to follow him out by the 3-point line. You're never going to, like Mbako can do zoom action and do a pin down screen to a dribble drive handoff, and the defender has to try to fight around that dribble drive handoff so that he can stay in his face so he's not gonna pop on the other side of it and hit a 3-pointer. That is not a threat of Reneau. That is just one type of action on the perimeter that it is a lot harder to play, because if Reneau is setting the screen, it just adds another defender. You always are going to have, if you have Ballo and him in the game at the same time, you're always going to have an extra defender down in the lane guarding, making it harder for Ballo and making it also harder for drivers. Like Miles Rice plays better with the spacing because he's not like a guy who has the types of moves where he's going to go to the rim and like dunk the ball on the other guy. He needs space where he can get his shot off and rim rolls and stuff like that. And Miles Rice played much better in this game. I mean, he started out a little bit cold shooting and then he really ramped up the defensive pressure. But the next guy we got to talk about is Kanan Carlisle. He is struggling so mightily. When he drove into the lane and he almost like pushed that shot up towards the basket. Oh my God, I thought, please go in for this guy. I feel so bad for this guy at times. He's just like, he's very much struggling. He's very much, you can just tell, like by looking at his eyes out there, that he's kind of like spinning. Now, I mean, he got beat on some back cuts and some things like that. And Baco and Carlisle combined for 1 for 15 from the floor. That is amazing. And those two guys, the coach, to me, like, we got to get Leal into the game. Leave your comments down below. Like, tell me what you think of all of this that's going on with the Hoosiers, because there's a lot. It is very complex right now. We go to play at Iowa coming up, and we're going to have a great chance in that game on the road. And can we just outscore Iowa? Is our offense good enough? This will be a big test for this offense, how many points they could score. But my next video, I will talk about the Iowa game, more of a preview of the Iowa game. We still have a lot to talk about this game. I keep thinking, what has to be shown to Mike Woodson, for him to make the change? I think, if somebody's a narcissist, it's got to be their idea. So can somebody somehow get to Mike Woodson and make it seem like it's his idea? Now, Walsh was one of the assistant coaches. He was on with Don Fisher this last week and was saying yeah, the team plays better without Reneau out there. I mean, he wasn't exactly saying that, but he was at least saying the word spacing and not saying it look how Mike Woodson said spacing in this clip. It's
better space, but space, but
oh yeah, we got better spacing, but he's that doesn't matter. He's Malik Reneau scores points, and Malik Reneau is a big guy, and I want to play a high-low game down low. I mean, could Mike Woodson be the most stubborn coach in the history of the world? We're going to find out. This is what I love about sports. You never know what's going to happen. All this that happened, it's like a hot bowl of soup in his lap. It's no soup for you, Mike Woodson. We're going to take Malik Reneau out of the game. This is like a gift from God, like a lightning bolt came down and struck him in the knee. I hate to say it. This almost seems like it's just a match made in heaven, and I couldn't be any happier to be here for it, because this is exactly what Indiana fans are pretty damn smart. I'm going to tell you, nobody will forgive Mike Woodson if he does not put Malik Reneau in. Think about the coaches in the past. I mean, Tom Crean had a number one team, couldn't break that 2-3 zone that Syracuse was running. Nobody in the state of Indiana was ever going to forget that. And it proved a level of basketball acumen that we have a standard in Indiana for basketball acumen that people understand the game more than that. Get the ball into Zeller in the center and break that zone. I mean, it was freaking you can't do that. Come on. And the same thing goes here. If he cannot prove to himself in this circumstance that he is going to put Malik Reneau's ass on the bench and play this lineup and then bring Malik Reneau in as a substitute for Ballo, really just here and there. Malik Reneau could play 20 minutes a night. I am serious about that, because when you got a guy, and I love dominating centers. I remember when I was a kid watching games where, remember Andre Patterson? I mean, he had some games where he scored 30, 45. I mean, there were some games where I remember thinking, there is no stopping him down low. And when you got a guy that brings that big guy energy, you can tell this entire team in the second half, the body language was better. I mean, Ballo goes down on the floor. You can see Luke Goode's laughing. Ballo's talking. Miles Rice is chattering a lot more. And you know what? You know who drowns out a lot of those voices is Malik Reneau. And Malik Reneau commits stupid fouls, and he's a very distracted player when he's out on the court as well. And so he's kind of counterproductive to what, Luke Goode and Anthony Leal and, Galloway's not a real vocal guy, but these guys who bring some stability to the lineup, he is kind of counterproductive to that stability, if that makes sense. It's just his personality and his body language, and all that stuff matters. All that stuff matters. I read this study, and if you stand like this for 20 seconds straight with your hands on your hips, it actually increases your testosterone production by 20%. Very much your physical motions, your physical actions are directly tied to your brain, your chemistry, how you feel. So being positive, being upbeat and not, always complaining, being that positive, the way we saw that in the second half for Indiana, it just made you feel There ain't no way they're losing this game to USC. Now, USC sucks, okay? Like, let's get over it. USC sucks. Indiana had a 73% chance to win that game, and that was their easiest game that is of any of the games they have left on their schedule. They're like underdogs, and I believe their next 11 games, they are underdogs. So the competition is going to ramp up. What's going to happen? We don't know. You know what's going to happen? Mike Woodson's going to put Malik Reneau back in the game. And I'm going to put a poll out there. I got a poll out there. Do you think Mike Woodson puts him right back into the starting lineup with Ballo when he comes back? Or do you, B, think that Malik Reneau is going to be put on the bench and they will continue to start Luke Goode? Look, without Luke Goode in this game, we are awful shooting from the perimeter. He is one guy. He was 4 or 5 shooting threes that entirely changed the dynamic of what we're able to do out there. I mean, he raises our percentage, and we were right there today at like 39%. Again, that's where we got to be on 3-pointers. So it's looking much, much better for the Hoosiers, and all the bigger tests are coming up. Could they make the tournament? If everything goes exactly right and they keep rounding into this type of form and we get this leadership, anything is possible. So, yeah, what did you think about that game there, Hillbilly Monkey?
Carved from the sands of the Wabash River and formed into a monkey lamp that's sold at Home Goods. It's the Hillbilly Monkey Perspective on Indiana Sports Connection.
It is great to see. I mean, I may be an old timer and I love watching guys dunk the basketball down low and down low players and all that time, and all older guys like to watch them old time players that play down low, but it is 2025 now, and it's finally Indiana basketball looks like a modern basketball system. You're playing the inside-out game. You got a guy down low scoring 25, and you got guys scoring from the perimeter. There's no reason you can't do both, and you split it up equally, and they seem to be getting it done.
Yeah, damn right. They are getting it done in the best kind of way. And hopefully it just continues, and we'll see. I mean, this could really be what pulls the trigger on Mike Woodson's firing, is his level of ineptitude with this could really force the hand of a lot of people to view him as the complete buffoon that I believe he is. So we'll see what happens. And until next time, stay classy out there, Hoosier fans.